Hey, morning everyone. So I'm in the middle of making tea, but I had to come in because my brain is like on fire right now. My partner just came into our team and talked about, the comparison trap. Are you familiar with that term? It's the idea that sometimes we get so caught up comparing our success and our progress to other people's that it like holds us back, right? So we psychologically, this is fun, women are much more susceptible to this. Fun fact, did you know that the women will only apply to a job if they are like 90% qualified for the job description, and men will apply if they're like 40% qualified? That's funny. Anyway, so women especially, but men do this too. You look at like, this person is achieving these things, right? This person can like lift this much weight, or they can like, they're making this much money, or they bought that house or whatever, right? It's like that, like keeping up with the Joneses mentality. But like, who cares, right? Because your goal and your life is completely different. So what I started thinking about is like in a classroom, so like in my theater arts classroom, I would have the students choose their own level. So every student, every time they did a project, they said, I want to be rated at a beginner, a proficient, or an advanced level. And I changed the way that I graded them based on what level they wanted to be at, right? So like beginners, obviously, like their standard is not as high as someone who is like an advanced performer and who wanted to be like competing for universities or community colleges, that kind of work. So what if instead of looking at our goals equally and saying, you make that much money, I make this much money, you're doing better than me, what if we look at them equitably, right? What if we shift the perspective and say, you make that much money, I make this much money, but I want to make this much money, right? You want to make that much money. If we have both achieved our goal, no matter how different they are on the same playing field, if we like equitably have both if we both reached our individual goal, then we are both 100% successful. And comparing ourselves to each other doesn't make any sense at all, right? Because we're completely different people with completely different lives. Kimberly's example was great. She was talking about her mortgage, and she was just able to pay her family's mortgage with 1 week of her pay, which is amazing, super awesome, right? But she was like, my house in North Carolina, her house in North Carolina, right, is like 1/5, about, maybe a quarter of the cost of my house here in Southern California, because I live in Southern California. So she was like, that's completely relative. You know, like her paycheck paid her mortgage, but it wouldn't pay my mortgage because our lives are different. Our goals are different. But if we looked at it equitably, if she was able to pay all of her mortgage and I was able to pay all of my mortgage, if that was both of our goals, then we're both the same amount of successful. We both can celebrate that, right? If we're both 50% of the way to our own personal weight loss goals or our own personal push-up goals or whatever, then we're both equally successful, even if I'm doing 2 and she's doing 40, right? Equity, not equality. So where we can apply this to our lives. Oh gosh, I don't think I added enough water to my teapot. Oh, that's really sad. I got so excited that I didn't add enough water to my teapot to make my tea. Okay. Anyway, so where we can apply this to our lives is that, stop comparing yourself. Stop comparing yourself to other people, right? If they have goals and you have goals, compare your progress to their progress, but don't compare their goals to your goals, right? Like, the reality is different for every single one of us. Man, that's kind of a big deal, you know? Like, what would happen in your life? Oh my gosh, if your thing went light, there we go. What would happen in your life if you stopped comparing what's the word I'm looking for? Like the actual progress of things, and instead started comparing the relative progress. What could be different? What could be different for you if you did that? If instead of saying, I want to make that much money because that person does, I want this many bedrooms in my house because that person has it, what if you stopped and you said, my life, I need 5 bedrooms in my house. And that's the only thing that matters is what I need, right? Who cares if that other person needs 7 bedrooms or this person needs 2 bedrooms? I need 5 bedrooms. So if I get a 5-bedroom house, I'm successful, right? It's interesting. It's an interesting thought. So, I mean, I apply this to education all the time, right? Because we're always thinking about every student is different. Every student has different learning goals and different learning needs. And so, of course, in the classroom, we're always looking at how can we differentiate instruction? How can we make sure that every student has their individual goals and their individual plan, and make sure that they all are being successful from where they are to where they need to be as individuals, which is different from looking at the whole group, right? So do that for yourself. Where do you, as an individual, where are you starting? Where do you need to be? Which is completely different from where Joe Bob next door needs to be, right? You need to earn a certain amount of money. You need to get married or not get married. You want to have a horse. I don't want to have a horse. That's great. You have a horse. You have success. I have a dairy goat. I have success. Fantastic. Life is grand, right? But I don't need to have a horse, and I don't need to look at your life and say, well, she has a horse, so she's obviously doing better than me. No, because you're doing better at you. You're doing great at your life, and while I could be doing great at my life, and they look completely different, but we're both still doing great, right? It's good. It's good stuff. Good to think about. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop it. Stop it. Think relative, think equity, instead of actual inequality, okay? Equal doesn't matter. What matters is equity, yeah? What matters is the relative progress and our relative success to one another. And even that doesn't even matter, right? Because what difference does it make to me if the Jones next door have already met all of their goals and now they have nothing to keep trying for in their lives, and if I'm still working at it, that makes no difference. I could be happy for them and also keep working on my own stuff, right? Man. It's good. It's good. Yeah. So my things are continue being happy for other people when they're successful, and know that your success and your happiness has nothing to do with anybody else. Yep. That's all I got. That was long and rambling today. Anyway, I'm going to have my tea once my water heats up again. Bye, everybody. Have a good Tuesday.